This is the strategy we're going to build in this video. It's worked over the past 30 years and still works today. But if you look closer, there is a dark side to this strategy that isn't revealed at first glance. It is strategy number 4, and according to the equity chart shown in the video, it started way back in 1995 and up to the time the video was made, which was back in 2024, it could have turned $100,000 into $1 million. And lucky for us, this strategy is relatively simple. The logic fits on one page, which is great because the simpler the strategy, the more robust it is. So the first rule is the close must be above the 200-day moving average, but the close also must be below the 20-day moving average. The 5-day RSI must be below 45. If items 1, 2, and 3 are true, then you place a buy at the close, and then you exit at the close when the 5-day RSI ends above 65. Let's build this strategy. I am using a tool called Strategy Quant, and on the left hand side, let's select Algo Wizard and press New Strategy. Call this strategy 4. I want the full editor and I want it to create a basic strategy template for me so I have something to look at. And now this is our strategy template. I've got 5 different tabs up the top: long entry, short entry, long exit, short exit. But we don't need to worry about those because we can control everything that we need to do today in the trading signals. And again, this one is split up into 4 different sections. You've got the long entry, the short entry, long exit, and short exit. This is just going to be a long only strategy, so we only need this section here, the long entry and the long exit. The first logic we need to apply is the closed must be above the 200-day moving average. So to add our first condition, press the Add First Condition button, and we're going to search for the word close. And I can see already it is right here. Bar closes above moving average. Select that. And the period we want to use is 200. And because we are using MetaTrader, we are going to use a shift of 1, which means instead of trading on the bar close, we're going to trade on the bar open. Press confirm, and that's our first trading logic done. Let's add the next one. Again, we're going to use close. And now this time, instead of using it above the moving average, we're going to go below the moving average. And this time we're going to use a value of 20. Shift again is still set to 1. Now next one is to use the RSI indicator. So first search for RSI. And here we just want the RSI value to be lower than level 45 with a period of 5. Confirm. Our entry criteria is complete. Let's go now to the exit criteria, and we're going to add another condition. This one is also based on the RSI, and we want to make sure the RSI is higher than a particular level. Period 5 again, and now the level is 65 according to the video. Confirm, and that is it. Let's save this file. And I know you can perform backtesting in the Algo Wizard, but I personally prefer to do it in the retester for a bit more control. So let's load up our strategy from before. And now it has appeared at the bottom. Next, I'm going to go up the top under Full Settings, and this is where we're going to define each and every single one of our settings. So I've got the data tab first open for the trading engine. I've just got it set to MetaTrader 5 hedged. I've got the USA 500, which is the S&P 500 ticker using Desker copy data. If I hit reset dates, you can see this is all the information, all the data that is available. I'm trading from 2012, the 1st of the 19th up to today, which is the 25th of July 2025. We're going to use the daily time frame. For precision, we're going to go with 1 minute data. Spread is going to be 60. For the commissions and swaps, to figure that out, I'm going to use my broker. So I've got a MetaTrader 5 platform open here, and I've got the S&P 500 already set in the market watch. Right click, and select specification. And then now you can see here the swap long is set to $10.43. Swap short is $5.09, and it is calculated in points. And the commissions is 0.275 points per lot. And we want to make sure those numbers are exactly the same as our commissions and swaps settings in our strategy quant. They are okay, so press close. Spread, I'm going to leave it at 60, and slippage, let's go for 120. That's all for this tab. Let's move on to the trading options, and you'll notice I've got everything set to off. Under money management, we're just using a fixed lot size of 1, and that is all. Go up to progress and hit start. If you're a good trader, you might want to check out Darwinex Zero. If you're not familiar with them, they are a platform designed to reward good traders. You can get a simulated 100k account to trade and earn money from your trading. Currently, there are a total of 4 different ways to make money on Darwinex. In silver stage, you get between 30 and 375k in allocation, and you get to keep it for 3 months. In gold stage, you can receive up to 500k in allocation and keep it for 6 months. Then there's investor capital, where you can get into the millions and millions of dollars. As a bonus, all these 4 different options are stackable, so you can get silver, gold, investor capital, and permanent allocation all in the one account. I've been personally trading with Darwinex for a year and a half. I've received multiple payouts from them and made it to Darwinia Gold. So if you're a trader and you want to make some extra money, then I have a discount code below if you decide to sign up. Thanks Darwinex for sponsoring this video. Okay, at a glance, the equity chart doesn't look too bad. From 2012 up to 2024, when the video was produced, it is profitable. And from 2024 to today, which is about a year later, yes, this strategy is still profitable. Let's have a quick comparison between this equity chart and the one shown in the video. And the video does go back to 1995, but I don't know when you started trading. I definitely was not trading when I was a child. So let's just look at the past few years, starting from 2012, which is about here. I can see there's a huge dip in about 2019, and then recently there's a flat period. So if we look at our equity chart here, we've got a dip and then a flat period again. So the two charts do at least look very similar. What is happening with this flat period here? We can find that out by looking at the overview, and down at the bottom here, you can see the monthly performance. These zeros is when this strategy is not trading at all. So I can see a period here from 2022, from March, it didn't place any trades for a full year. The rest of the time it goes a few months without trades, but 2022 was a tough year for this strategy, not placing any single trades at all. So this strategy does not trade that often, especially since it's using the daily time frame and it uses a 200-day moving average. It has only traded 86 times over the past 15 years, and it's gone through a period of a year when it hasn't traded. And if we look even closer at the equity chart, let's pretend back in 2012 you were trading this strategy, because if you're about my age, then you weren't trading back in 1995 when you were 10 years old. Anyways, the first 8 years or so, everything was going fine. You're making profits year after year, and then COVID hits. COVID was a really hard time for a lot of people. People were dying. Everyone had to wear masks. People were losing their jobs. We had never seen anything like this before, and we basically thought it was the end of the world. Take a look at that picture and remember the emotions that were going through your head at the time, and then now take a look at this chart with fresh eyes. The big picture chart looks absolutely fine when you zoom out and check out the 30-year time frame. However, if you haven't been trading over 30 years, you had been trading, let's say 8-10 years, and then you see this huge move in the market that wipes out 8 years of your profits. What do? What are your emotions at this time? Because this strategy doesn't really have a stop loss. It's got 3 entry criteria, and for the exit criteria, it's got it when the RSI is above 65, which occurred right here in the middle. But before that happened, we saw this huge spike down, which wiped out 8 years of trading. And you can see occasionally these spikes occur. here, 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 and more recently another big huge spike down in 2025. And unfortunately, the way Strategy Quant does reporting, see this huge move here, this is trading at one lot, so this is about a $1,000 drawdown. Unfortunately, with Strategy Quant, it is only picking up a 500 drawdown, so that's why we're going to use this equity chart instead of the overall charts to understand from an emotional and psychological perspective how big the drawdown truly was, especially when you consider all the news that was going on at the time. We really did think it was the end of the world. These stats for this strategy look pretty amazing, with a 75 win rate, huge profits way back in 2021, and last year with only 3 losing years. It looks pretty amazing. But do you have the patience and the risk tolerance to withstand losing 8 years of profits at any time? Do you have the patience to have no trades for 12 whole months? Probably not. But that's okay, because as algorithmic traders, we're not sitting there staring at the screen all day waiting for our setup. We can use not one, but many robots to do all the hard work for us. And that's the true holy grail of algorithmic trading. It's not about any single strategy. It's about finding a whole bunch of strategies that work together, but you don't want to pick a whole bunch of strategies that all make profit at the same time and they all lose at the same time. You want to find strategies where when one loses money, the other will make money, therefore giving you a much smoother equity chart. And that's what I talk about in this video right here, which I think you should really watch. Thanks. Bye.